Hello, Pisces Sun, Aquarius Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. This is going to be from March 2025 through February 2026. Let's start off with a little bit of astrology first. With that Aquarius as your rising, this is what you're comfortable showing to people who don't know you very well. Maybe in your professional life, this may be how you're perceived. So, with that Aquarius there, Aquarius is a bit of the rebel of the zodiac. They're going to push back on ideas that they think may be harmful to others or to society at large. They're always looking at the bigger picture of things. So, they may seem unconventional, they may seem argumentative sometimes, but you have very solid and clever ideas, and people take notice of that. You kind of, again, the big picture, and then you'll help other people understand as they're trying to get through the steps needed to attain that, what needs to be done. So you could be along the lines of project lead, or the person who, at least the idea man or person there, who helps lead change in organizations. Now, with that, with Aquarius as your rising, that means your sun is most likely in the second house. Not in every case, but most likely. The second house is about budgeting and finances for the most part. And with your mutable water element there, a lot of your purchases or budgeting may be based on how you feel about the different things, about the different areas. You may be stingy in certain areas because that just does not interest you. You don't have an emotional connection to that. You do whatever you need to do with it, the bare minimum. Other areas, you may have a generous budget. Gifts for friends may be something you have on your budget that rarely other people have. It's very rarely that they would have that as a distinct budget item. Or for candles or specific things that maybe bring you into some sort of calm state for meditation or spiritual hobbies or purchases and things like that. So you will have your own unique budget, and it may change month to month depending on how you're feeling about different things. But you are more likely than most other Pisces to have a budget. And it's really interesting that the dichotomy between the Aquarius and the Pisces there. Because on the surface with that Aquarius, you may come off as somebody who is very blunt in how they speak, very expansive when they speak, but not necessarily very emotional on that outside. Whereas at home or with the people who know you, you are much more emotional, much more connected in that way, even with your big ideas. And it's a very unique relationship there. I like it. All right, let's get into your cards. Now I'm going to label the cards 1 through 12 as I'm going through them. That's just so that I don't forget what month I'm on as I'm going through them. And again, for you, month 1 or card 1 is going to be March 2025. So there we have month 1, 2, 3, month 4, 5, and 6, month 7, oops, 8, and 9, month 10, 11, and 12. And then I'm going to pull a card from the back of the deck for an extra theme for the year or a message for the year. And you have the Two of Coins. So with the Two of Coins on the back of the deck, this is an earth element. It's about kind of work, life in general, work, home, finances, that type of thing. And this is a card about balance. If your life or your energy is weighted too much toward one area, that's going to throw other things off, and you may drop some things unexpectedly, unintentionally, but you may drop them, which can cause issues later on because you'll be missing that aspect until you notice it and then direct all your energy back to there, which then you're going to become unbalanced again. It's very important that you try to maintain balance, work-life balance. If it comes to budgeting, this is practical budgeting versus the fluffy budgeting, the fun stuff budgeting. Make sure you have balance there, making sure all the basic needs are getting met, and that maybe you're setting aside some for the future and then setting aside your fun money. Otherwise, things may get off kilter, or you'll lose track of things and maybe get overdrafts and things like that, which we don't want. So it's almost like you're stepping up more in the responsibility area, or there's some growth in this area that's open to you. if you're willing to make sure you're maintaining that balance and keeping track of it, staying on top of it, and keeping it in mind as you move throughout the year and making decisions, especially financial decisions, it feels like. All right, now let's get into your individual months. Starting off here with month one and the Eight of Wands. Wands is a fire element, very active, bold, sometimes seems a bit risky to make these decisions or actions that they're taking. The Eight of Wands in particular means things are going to be coming at you quick and furious. You're going to have a lot to work with. You're dealing with a lot of different things. You're juggling everything and trying to make sure you are on task and on point. That might be where you need to make sure you are balanced in other areas so you're well rested and ready to take on whatever's coming at you. Because you're going to have to act swiftly or it's going to smack you in the face, and you don't want that to happen. So get on top of things. Know that this is important. Get your sleep. Sleep is going to be important here so that you have the energy to face these things each day, because little things are just going to keep popping up and they need to be addressed quickly or right away. So a little bit on your toes and a little bit frantic kind of energy, but you have what it takes to stay on top of things, as long as, again, you're taking care of your body and your other energy at home. Again, rest is going to be important here when you're not on point, so to speak. So, busy month, a very active month. In month two, we have the Four of Coins. That's interesting that came up with other things. The Four of Coins is a card of reserve, of holding back, of protection. There is a sense here with the way they're holding their coin there that they're protecting both their solar plexus and their heart space. Those two chakras. Protecting them from outside forces, or thinking that they're protecting them with their resources, with the money, with the coins. Feeling the need to be protective in that way. So this is a sense of reserve too for the month. So you may be holding back on your spending. Maybe you're trying to save up for something. Maybe you're trying to save up for things like Reiki training or something like that. But there is a need here to hold back, to conserve your energy, especially probably after this really busy month in month one. In month two, there's a need to give yourself the space to recover and the time. And part of that is just kind of withdrawing a little bit and staying home and eating instead of going out, instead of making some of the more not excessive but unnecessary purchases. Much more very, very practical and grounded energy, because you are, or will, at least by the end of this month, be feeling very solid when it comes to home or finances. It's just that this month you're just kind of a little bit more withdrawn and like, you know what, I'm just going to hold back. This is a month I don't want to spend a lot. Maybe you're planning something in a month or two to come, so you're holding back. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Now, Nine of Swords can be a tough card. This is a card indicating that you are worried, you have some anxiety, you're having insomnia, maybe nightmares, can't sleep for whatever reason, because your mind is going and going and going and going, and you're worried about things that might happen. So worried about the future and all the potential catastrophe that might be ahead that you're not focused on where you are now. So your body, you've put your body into this flight or flight state unnecessarily, because you just need to focus on the present moment, not what might be, because all of that is speculation. None of that is real right now. Nothing there has happened. Nothing there may ever happen. But so focus on the present, on what you are doing right now to support you. Because of the Pisces Sun, I would say take some baths to help calm yourself down. Read a book to get engrossed in that. In fiction, and something creative, some sort of creative project would help a lot too. Painting, coloring in books, doing anything that gets your mind into a flow state and out of the freak out state, essentially. And give yourself grace here. Whatever is going on whatever the undercurrents are that are going on here that have set this off, it is temporary. It is not a permanent thing. You just need to bring yourself back to the present, to where you are right now, in the space you are right now, and focus on that, because that's what you can control. That's what you have control over, is where you are now, what you're doing now, how you're reacting now. So be prepared for that, and maybe have some tools or plans in place to help you get out of that funk. And then in month 4, we have the Ace of Wands. So on the other side of that is inspiration. Some big inspiration, some big idea. Seems a little risky because it's a wand element, but it's very active. It is very engaging, intriguing, exciting. So some big idea that you want to check out, that you want to pursue. This could have to do with a workout routine. Maybe something comes out of this. You discover in this month that doing this thing, maybe on YouTube, you were just searching for ways to relieve stress. And you came across this particular exercise thing, and they have their things on YouTube. And now this is something that you really want to get into. You want to do it a lot more. What do you need to make that happen? Maybe you need to create a specific playlist for yourself to help encourage you to do that. Maybe you need to get, kettlebells or something like that. Maybe you want to get some special dancing shoes. Whatever it is, plan for it, go for it. Let yourself have fun. Let yourself enjoy that feeling. And pursue the idea, pursue the inspiration, whatever that is for you. Go for it. And then in month, I like that follows it. And then in month 5, we have the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands means you've put the plan in motion, and now you're just waiting for the results. You're anticipating the delivery. 3 of Wands, a card of anticipation. Knowing that your ship is about to come in, that you are about to profit handsomely. Maybe this was about investing, although it's probably not. It's a wand. It's a fire element. But maybe you're starting to see physical results. If this is some sort of exercise or active type of program, maybe you're starting to see tangible results, or you're expecting to. Enjoy that. Look forward to it. Keep going. Don't stop, because things are going to start happening. You just have to keep going. Keep at it. And then in month 6, we have the High Priestess. This is a major arcana card. And the High Priestess is the feminine divine energy, very much in touch with the moon, as we have here. And it's more of an internal connection than an external connection. So this is about going within and really exploring your own divine feminine energy. It is in all of us. And what that means to you, how you connect to that, how you incorporate that into who you are as a person, how you personally connect with that. And this will be unique to every single person out there. It could be just remembering grandmothers and great-grandmothers and just that matriarchal line. It could be daughters, stepdaughters, sisters. It could be your view of the moon and your fascination with the moon. Where is that nurturing softness within you? How do you connect to that? It's a very intimate thing. Your own self-intimacy here. And when you are in touch with that, when you find that center of you, you kind of emanate with much more calmness or peace. There's an aura about you, there we go, that can also, in fact, impact those around you, where they feel that calmness, they feel that confidence. And if things are hectic around you, they kind of slow down and calm down, because that's the energy you're putting out, is that calm, confident energy, that knowing, that sense of self that comes from being that connected to your own energy, to your own soul, to your own heart. So a really beautiful month of connection. I love that. All right. Down here in month 7, we have the Nine of Wands. Now, this is a month, it feels like it might be related to whatever was kicked off here. But down here in the Nine of Wands, nines indicate you're almost there. You're almost to the end. You've almost reached the goal. And we had the 3 here too. So maybe there's some big goal that you're going to hit from this down here in month 7 too. You may be tired, you may be exhausted, you may be wondering, when is this ever going to end? It feels like we've been doing this forever and I cannot wait for it to be over, or I would love to quit now. But the Nine of Wands is indicating you have enough fire in you, you have enough push in you to see this through to the end. You are committed and you are not going to give up. So this may be a month where you're having some ups and downs, or maybe you're starting off with a low and then you're like, nope, nope, we are almost there. We are gonna have that last push of energy, and we are going to see this through. This is happening. We are going to make it happen. So there's that rejuvenated energy. I can't think of the term that's floating around in my brain that I know I want to say, but I can't verbalize it. But you are almost there. Do not give up. If you feel like giving up in month 7, don't. Just keep going. And then right after that, we have another ace, the Ace of Swords this time. Swords is an air element. This is about communication, beliefs, ideas, a fresh new idea. So this was about the physical, right? The Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords is about the cerebral, the verbal, the communication. You have an idea about a new way to talk about something. Having like examples from your own life or that have just come to you out of the blue, seemingly, here in month 8. A new way to talk about something is really strongly pushing through. A new way to approach the subject, a new way to help people understand how to do something or when to do something or why they feel the way they do about something and how they can overcome that. So it's almost like a motivational speaking type of thing where you want to share this information, you want to spread this information. You want everybody to have this sense of empowerment that you're feeling here when this occurs to you. So this may be something that takes a little longer to get going or set up, but this, write about it, journal about it, document it. Let yourself get into that space of how would you tell or show someone how to achieve this sense of empowerment that you're feeling here in this moment. Really powerful. And then we have the Temperance card back, which goes right along with this Two of Coins. Remember, work-life balance or just balance in life. Temperance is the big sister of that. Temperance is a major arcana card and is about moderation. It can be about alchemy, transformation, or transforming one kind of energy to another kind of energy in order to help you find that moderation, find the flow that works for you. Because we all have our own flow, our own energy flow. And this is about finding yours. And through experimentation, it feels like. So at this point in your life, hopefully you know how much you can have to drink if you're going to go out, or if you can't drink at all. So you know what your top line is. You know where you need to stop, or to not even start. So that's a line for you. That's your moderation. That's your high or your low kind of vibe. That's your starting point from one way side or the other. So you know what that is. Now, what is your say it's finding the balance for you between those different things, between what you will imbibe, what you need to do versus what you want to do. That's what it is. So it's going to be all about what has to be done versus what you want to do, and the time and energy you have to apply to each of those things. You need to be more mindful of that. This is a reminder to keep that in mind. Maybe as a result of month 6 over here with the High Priestess, you keep planning to include a regular meditation process in your in your routine, but you have not done that yet. And you're feeling that lack, that disconnect, because you haven't been doing that on a regular basis. So temperance here may be telling you need to find a way to incorporate that in your life in order to find that balance, in order to keep things in balance, so that you are at your best out in the world and for yourself moving forward. And then down here in month 10, we have the Three of Swords. This is a tough card. This is the death of an idea. This could be the death of a relationship or a connection or some sort of communication, because it is swords. Again, the more cerebral communication energy. But the Three of Swords in particular can indicate the breaking off of something, the dissolution of something, like I want to say there's like 3 people or so involved, at least 2, probably 3, where now all of a sudden you're not friends or you're not talking anymore. But maybe you guys had just gotten together for a particular project and it was more of a work connection, but you took it more personal, especially with your Pisces Sun there, willing to put yourself out there, willing to connect emotionally. But the other parties were not connected emotionally. They were connected through need. They were connected through obligation, through purpose, but not necessarily as deep an emotional connection as you perhaps had with them. That's where that disappointment and anger and frustration comes in. Let yourself cry it out. Let yourself express that. Release it from your body. Tears are a really good way of releasing things. If that doesn't work for you, if it happens to be raining out and there are big puddles out there, go splash in all them puddles. Let it all out there. Splash in every single puddle. Make a mess. Let yourself be sloppy and get it out of your system. Once you do that, you will feel much, much better, and you'll recognize that this is good because maybe you wanted to take things to a deeper level, or your expectation, they were clearly not who you thought they were. This connection was clearly not what you thought it was. It's less about the emotional connection, because clearly that wasn't there. It was there on your part, but it's good to know that they weren't truly there for you. And they would not have been truly there for you going forward either. So this is kind of a just-in-time kind of a vibe is what I'm feeling. Better now than later. But it is a tough thing to go through. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself release it. And let yourself move forward. Right into the Chariot here in month 11. Another major arcana card for you. Yeah, you've got some stuff going on. The Chariot is making a choice on which direction you want to take your life. It's a big decision here. So there's something that comes up that's triggering you to make a choice. Maybe you're moving, or maybe you could move. Maybe you could change jobs. Maybe there's some new big project or something on offer to you if you're willing to accept it, which could take your life in a whole new direction. So it is a big decision. The point of this card is you are the only one who can make this decision. And it needs to be solely about you, your needs, your wants, your desires. No one else. No one else. If you cede this decision to someone else, you will not be happy. You will get frustrated, you'll get angry, things will not go smoothly because you are not involved in the decision. This has to be your decision. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but once you make that decision, you will feel good about it because you will have purpose, you will have a direction, you will know what you need to do next. And once you make it, things start moving quickly, much quickly maybe than you anticipate, so be ready. Or just know that once you decide, things are going to happen. So it's an action card based. The action is based on your decision. Again, when making such a big decision here, it needs to be about how you feel about it. It doesn't have to make logical sense to anyone else. It doesn't have to make any logical sense whatsoever. It just has to feel right for you. Just trust your intuition, trust how you feel about the options in front of you, and go with the one that feels the best, that you like the best. Believe in that part because it will feel right and you will enjoy it and enjoy the journey. And then we're ending the year with the Moon card. Deep, deep emotions, secrets revealed. You can see things under the light of the moon that you cannot see in the full bright sun of the day, where everything is vibrant and exposed and supposedly invisible, supposedly. But when you dim the lights and dim down all that brightness around, you can see the important things, the key things, the things that you've missed. So there's going to be something here that you're going to discover you've missed. Some key information about maybe how somebody feels or felt in the past that's going to change your viewpoint or your attitude or your feelings toward it. So it may be that somebody blurts out something in the midst of this change going on here. Or as you're packing things up, you uncover some things and discover some old memories or some old documentation or something, again, that sheds new light on a past event that now is going to change how you viewed that. It will be something that is a bit empowering for you, I feel like, because it turns the whole thing around. Maybe it's something you thought was a really negative and done with malice, and here you're finding out it was not. That's not what it was about. And there may be a sense of forgiveness in there for yourself for believing that, and maybe a little anger and hurt that they didn't give you the full truth in the past, but also an understanding of where maybe they were emotionally at the time. But being willing to see it from a much more mature standpoint, now that you know, you can move on with more confidence and, again, a better understanding of how things got to where they are and how little things can impact or make a big impact on people's lives. Deep insights. All right, that is what I have for you, Pisces Sun, Aquarius Rising, for your year ahead. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.